So the adult literacy program here at BPL has existed since 1977. And back in those days, it was Literacy Volunteers for America model, one-on-one instruction. So you'd have a tutor and one student. And then in the mid-80s, around 1986, new funding came through and they opened up 5 learning centers. So originally it was a learning center at the Central Library, the main library at Grand Army Plaza, and then they'd have people do one-on-one instruction all over the borough. But it wasn't really supervised very closely. So in 1986, we were able to open up 4 more learning centers, and we had 5 learning centers proper. And there was still instruction going on all over the place in one-on-one for a few more years until 1992 when we got a new program manager and a new instructional coordinator. And at that point, they decided to do small group instruction, which is 1 tutor, trained, 21-hour training, and 3 to 8 adults, or averaging about 5 students. And the idea being that it would be more of a project-based model or a theme-based instruction model as opposed to, okay, I'm going to give you this assignment, go home, do your homework, come back, sort of thing. Now, the students choose the subject matter, they choose their reading. They choose their books, we don't choose them for them. You know, when we all went to school, elementary school and high school, for the most part, we're told what we have to read. But for adult learners, it's a little bit different because they come with different experiences and they come with different goals. And, you know, I've worked with groups where all they want to do is work on math. And so we do math from a literacy perspective. I've worked with groups where, when I was a tutor, for example, one of the groups I was working with, we were reading an article from the New York Times, one of the sections about the city, and it was about the squatter gardens. And every person at that table had kept a garden. I think maybe for one person. I think I had maybe 6 or 7 students in the group at the time. Now I'm a city girl. I, you know, good old-fashioned black thumb, have my plants all die. And I didn't understand the names of half the things they were talking about in that article, but there I was helping them make their way through the article and then moving from there. And they were explaining everything to me, which of course is a great boost for their confidence and so on and so forth that we're sharing. And you know, then they would start arguing amongst each other because, you know, depending on where the person came from in the world, they had a different name for something or a different way of doing things. And so it became a very deep and complicated and sophisticated project as opposed to just read the words, say the words, work the words, that sort of thing.
So what's your most popular reading material that they...
It varies from location to location. Some locations, they love biographies. You know, biographies are the thing. Other locations, history is the thing. We find most adults, well, like for example, at this site, in the morning, we have a group that just loves to read romance novels. That's what they read. And that's, you know, and they're older, they've worked their entire life, they want to enjoy it. So it's pleasure reading for them. And then we have people who are working in high school equivalency who are like, okay, I need to read all the science. And we have the science books and things like that, so that when they take that portion of the test, they feel a little more comfortable.
How long have you been coming to the program?
I've been coming here for like maybe 2 years, and I was going to one in Manhattan on 110th Street. I was over there for like maybe 2 years, but I left there because I was going through some problems with my kids. I went to see them, so I did a lot of traveling for like 5-6 years. I didn't pick up notebooks or nothing, so whatever I learned, I lost. You know.
Yeah.
So really, that's true. If you don't use what you learn, you lose it. So then I had to come back here. I went to the library on Eastern Parkway, and the thing about it is the difference with a person that goes to school and dealing with a teacher teaches, and that's all they do is teach. A tutors, there's a difference because a teacher don't have the time to deal with individuals like us because we're holding them back from the other students.
Yeah.
So it's not that they feel that we're special cases, it's that they don't realize what we are. It's not who we are, it's what we are. Patience, you know, that's the thing. Because the thing about it is, you can tell me something now, and you can turn around and get a book and ask me, I forgot. You know, so.
Do you have a specific type of book or material you like to read, like a genre that you read?
Basically anything that that I can get by with. I mean, if I can read, say, the title and the first page or something like that, I know I can go through the book. But if I don't understand the title and the first page, I don't understand the book. Because I'm not gonna go open something and I don't understand it. The thing about it is, I'm at the point now where I can read and understand what I'm reading before I can just browse through a book and I can just imagine. You know, because when I was growing up as a kid, I used to read by just looking at pictures. You know, that was back that was back in the '60s, so we was all like that. You know, so now it's not about no pictures unless you're a child. So I can open up a book now and read to a child, and it makes me feel good.
Well, when they first come to us, when we test them, they do it in writing during the testing. But once they come in for their first appointment, which is a computer appointment, so they come in for computer appointments, like an orientation period for usually 2 weeks or so, might be 3 weeks, depending on working out schedules. Because we want to see how well they can attend, how well they can commit. Oftentimes people have the best of intentions, but then life intrudes. You know, it's like, you know, going to the gym, you sign up for the gym, and then you get there one time and never again. So they come in and they start on the computer, and they're composing on the computer from the beginning. It's trying to be as real life as possible. Now, not every student does that. There are some students who still want to write it out and then type it up, but the computer's not a typewriter. The computer, you know, is really, and, you know, sometimes there might be a project they're working on that starts in a notebook, and then will transform or transcend to a computer and a bigger project and a publication and so on. But for the most part, it's better if they compose on the computer if they're going to use the computer. That said, we don't have enough computers for everybody, so it's not a perfect world.